Okay, bro, I've got good news and I've got bad news. The bad news is that what you thought was the main thing you need to do, which is provide for your wife, for your kids, for your family, that is only a small part of what you actually need to do in life. The good news is that what you're probably not doing that you need to do for her, it will actually give you life. It will give you fulfillment. It will give you respect. This idea and narrative that's been spread, and especially in the past few years, is that men are providers, we provide, that's our job. And proudly, we are providers. We just argue these things with, extreme feminists, etc. But there is a dangerous turn of this discussion that we need to address. And this will impact everything about your life and how you feel about it. You see, this narrative that we are providers, it's kind of been hijacked by certain, maybe subconscious feminists to hijack the focus of our lives. Some women are very cool with it, almost too cool with it sometimes. And some imams push this idea of the good boy family man. He's a family man. He's a great guy. You go to school, you go to uni, you get your job, you rent a place, you get married, you have kids, and you provide for the rest of your life. This is the extent of your role and duty in this entire life that we live. But you know how life goes, you know how jobs go. We don't really like our jobs. A lot of us hate our jobs. And we don't like our co-workers either. And we don't like the circumstances that it puts us in. But we do it. Many of us do it happily and proudly in order to fulfill our duty and provide for our families. But what comes alongside that no one is talking about is that it empties us out. It hollows us. We stop feeling growth. We stop feeling fulfillment, and we kind of become domesticated, stuck in our comfort zone between the office and the house. But what's worse is that we do have the potential, and we even have the motivation and the desire to do so much more with our lives. Most Muslim men that I talk to, and I talk to many, they tell me they want to have an impact in the world. They want to benefit people in their local community or beyond that. But they're stuck in provider mode. And we all know provider mode is not easy either. But what's hard for some Muslim men to understand, and this is the secret to understand here, is that although your wife and maybe your kids, they want more and more, and the costs of basic things increase more and more, their respect, their admiration, their love for you would increase if you told them no. And I see this myself. When I tell my wife, no, I can't look after the kids, I've got a class to attend, or I can't go out and do the shopping now, I've got this volunteering thing that I committed to. Even when I pray Fajr in the masjid compared to praying it at home, in that short, fleeting moment, she might be annoyed at you. She might not show it, she might show it, but you feel there's something off. But 5 minutes after you walk out the door, her respect for you rises. Isn't that the thing that if we have in a marriage, we will always stick with it and we'll always be patient with whatever comes? Because the number one thing we want as men is respect. This is what a good marriage is made of. A man that feels respected and a woman that feels she can respect her husband with or without the luxuries of this life. For some of you watching, you might not get it yet. You might be saying, what's this guy talking about? We don't provide, we say no to our wives. Like, I've always been taught like that's the best way to be as a man. That's not selfish. But check this out, listen to this very carefully. When the hypocrites didn't want to go to battle in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, what did they say? They said, our family kept us busy, so forgive us. They used their family as an excuse for not getting involved in the biggest, best cause at the time and the biggest and shortest path to Jannah. So what if you're settling for just providing for your family when the biggest opportunities and chances for Jannah and impact and respect are out there waiting for you? So no, this isn't about neglecting our families or not providing for our families, even though the definition of what providing is could be a whole discussion for another time maybe. But it's also not about coming home from a hard, long day at work, sitting on the sofa, getting your phone out to open Instagram and thinking, my job is done for the day. Your duty to Allah, your duty to this ummah is bigger than just doing your 9 to 5, and you know it. How do you know that? Because you crave fulfillment, contribution, impact, respect. That is your fitrah telling you that you were born for more. You have potential for more. Allah expects more from you. The question now is, if you're following along, how do you not drown in all the priorities and all the distractions and all the requests from family for your time, energy, and resources? Basically, how do you do cool stuff without upsetting your wife? Well, firstly, you have to prioritize. You have to decide and know what truly comes first. After work, which you have to go to, yes, and after the basic things that your family needs from you, what comes next after that? Be very clear on that. Next is communicate. Tell your wife and anyone that relies on you that from now on, I will be prioritizing this thing. I'll be doing this thing. And what that means is that I might have to do less of this. I might have to take some of this away. But this thing is very important. This is for my growth. This is important. And I will work to still fulfill your needs, of course. Next is to experiment, because you might not be sure right now what exactly that big mission is for you in life, and that's fine. That doesn't mean that you don't have a reason to take a little bit of family time away and go and do other things that are bigger than your 9 to 5 normal providing role. And once you start really focusing and specializing in something, that's where your wife will show more respect. You'll feel fulfillment, you'll feel respect, and that's where you really need to make a lot of dua for Allah to put barakah in your time, in your resources, in your efforts, so that He can open the way for you. And who knows, maybe you can do that fulfilling, impactful thing full time. Now that might sound really big right now, but all it starts with is the first step, which is to open your mind to the fact that you might be caught in the comfort trap. You might be in provider mode and not in impact mode enough. And there are things that Allah expects from you that you're not fulfilling. You do have a bit of extra money. You do have a bit of extra time, extra energy. You do have skills, knowledge, what places that you can contribute that you're not contributing in. And that is holding you back in terms of reward from Allah, but it's also holding you back in terms of respect and fulfillment. So once you realize that, then the door is open. You've taken the red pill. Now let's go down that rabbit hole and let's start with a few hours a week that you spend working on the first stages of something impactful, something where you can really benefit yourself and benefit others, whatever that thing is. And that's what I want you to do right now. As a first step, as a commitment to yourself, I want you to put it in the comments below. What is that first step? What is that general direction that you might go in? Is it teaching Quran? Is it memorizing Quran? Is it doing your own Islamic studies so then you can teach it? Is it starting a business? Is it starting a charity? Is it volunteering at a charity? What would that thing be? Give me your craziest, wildest ideas below, and let's get out of this comfort trap.